Greetings, greetings. Brother Ravana Noon, back once again. This evening we'll be discussing breaking the chains on the left hand path. When I refer to chains, what exactly am I talking about? I'm talking about the chains or the shackles that have been placed on our minds since we were young children to today. The shackles that are a part of the society programming on what is moral, what is right, what is just, or what is immoral, what is right, or what is just. So you have to understand something. The left-hand path is the adversarial path. It utilizes the adversarial archetypes, those archetypes that seem to be against the hero, the good guy, the good girl, things of that nature. But why? What is the purpose of using the adversary? It is to utilize that very part of our own inner nature that is suppressed, that is looked upon as negative. Raise that part up of ourselves to throw or break the chains that have been binding us since childhood. For example, what is nice? What does it mean to be nice? According to the dictionary, when you really get to the root of the word, the etymology of nice, the root of it comes from ignorance. To be ignorant. That's one of the root meanings of the word nice. But we're taught from childhood that we should be nice to people. Where has that gotten people so far? To some people, they'll say, oh, it's helped me. And a lot of people will probably say, being nice sucks because you get ran over, you get taken advantage of, etc., etc., etc. The adversarial path looks at this programming of what it means to be nice, for example, and decides to be adverse to what society has taught us means to be nice, what religion has taught us of what it means to be nice, and what your own family has taught you of what it means to be nice. Because usually your family has already been programmed by religious structures and constructs and by society, your educational system, etc., etc., etc. This is a very strong situation here because what we have to understand is your family programmed you already of what is right, what is wrong, based upon what they were raised with. And this is kept being perpetuated throughout centuries to you today. That's years and years and years and years and years of programming that you're now responsible to break the chains from. It's not an impossible task, but it is a task that must have a lot of passion for and determination to succeed in breaking those chains. If I'm taught that this is what it means to be nice, well, when I use the adversarial current, I step back and look at society as a whole. I look at society as a whole as what has been taught to me of what it means to be nice. And then I start to pinpoint religious philosophy has been utilized to promote what it means to be nice. Education system reinforces that when you're in school of what it means to be nice. Because if you don't act a certain way, then you get detention or suspension from school. It's a reinforcing mechanism. Society reinforces what it means to be nice because if you go against what it means to be nice, you could be incarcerated, etc., etc., etc. So you're almost given fear to conform yourself to what it means to be nice. Your family then reinforces that because they were programmed years ago before you were even born. They reinforce that, and now you are here today waking up to what it means to be nice based upon all these things. So in the left-hand path, we analyze everything as an observer. Instead of being the individual in the experiment, you now have taken yourself out of the experiment as the one observing the experiment and start to dissect all of the programming we've been given. What it means to be nice, what it means to respect, what it means to do this, that, and the third. Sounds great. But the problem is, nice people sometimes get shafted up the butt without grease. Nice people get taken advantage of, used, and hurt. Because the big picture is education, religion, family structure, all this was created to keep people under a program, a matrix program, let's say, to keep you docile, to keep you submissive, to keep you controlled, not to question your authority. Or they'll tell you to question, but you really shouldn't question your authority. Trust your authority figures. Even if your authority figures are messed up or doing stupid, trifling things, you're taught to obey. The left-hand path comes through and says, screw that. I'm not worried about everybody right now. I'm worried about myself and breaking the chains that have been binding me. Breaking the chains of what it was taught to me about compassion. This fake bullcrap compassion that people try to promote as if that's the wherewithal of what it means to be compassionate. Some superficial meaning, some superficial action of what it means to be compassionate, but have no true sense of what it means to be compassionate. Why do I say that? Because on the left-hand path, when you do your rituals, and you should be doing your rituals, you start to understand things about your shadow side, your dark side. You start to understand your pain and where your pain originated. And from that pain, you might have developed rage. You might have developed anger. You might have developed low self-worth, low self-confidence, things of that nature. You start to understand it from the inside out because you've taken a journey inside yourself. You're not sitting there like fluffy-ass people and waiting for Jesus, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, gods, goddesses, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and all this ancestral crap is going to do it for me. Let me tell you something. I work with my ancestors a lot. But I don't do it in the spooked out sense we've been taught. People are turning their ancestors into some kind of gods. My ancestors going to do that for me. My ancestors look out for me. Some of your ancestors, here's the raw blood truth. Some of your ancestors don't like your ass. Some of your ancestors are stubborn ass fools. Some of your ancestors will manipulate and use you to do their bidding. But y'all been taught to look at them as they're some kind of gods. Cut the crap, people. Wake the hell up and cut the crap. Cut it. For those who work necromancy or work with the spirits of the dead, you know, because you've dealt with spirits who will manipulate your ass. Even your own ancestors will try to manipulate you, because some of your ancestors could have been an alcoholic when they were alive. And they did some treacherous things. You think just because they passed, all of a sudden they got oil anointed on their head and they grew halo and some wings and now they're different? Sorry. Some of them are still the same old stubborn ass alcoholic fool that they were before. And I tell you this because that's a part of breaking the chains. That's a part of breaking the chains. In order to break the chains, you have to even address that part of it within yourself. How you view things, how you look at things. Am I still reacting as a program zombie? Do I still think I have to help the little old lady across the street with her groceries? Now, this is going to be controversial to some because your mind automatically is going to go back to the programming that you should. But what about that little old lady that you think is a little old lady, has someone tied up in her house and they're torturing that person? But you want to look at them as an innocent little old lady. You don't know, people, because you're viewing things from programming. Oh, she's a little old lady. She's wonderful. She should be taken care of. She should be honored. She should be respected. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying wake the hell up and realize that not all that you've been taught is correct. Sure, I respect my elders if they respect me. I don't give you my power, my respect just because you're an elder. You gotta earn it from me, just like I earn it from you. I don't just concede that to you because you're an elder and automatically you deserve that right. Fuck out of here. This is not that day. Okay? So let me get back to my example of individuals who still think that that's compassionate to help the grandma across the street. Sure, it's a nice gesture. But are you doing it because you were taught to do it? Are you doing it because you think you're going to get some bonus points from it? Somewhere, somehow, somebody's jotting this down that, Robert, you were so kind today. By helping a little old lady on the street, we'll give you 2 bonus points for today. Is this what you really feel somewhere in your program mind? That you still think that's what's happening? Because I can guarantee you a lot of you still think like that. I don't care how long you've been occultist. A lot of you still think like that. Okay? A lot of you still got that mentality. A lot of you will look at people and judge them, which by right, as a God over your life, you have a right to judge that which you allow into your circle. But you're still judging, some of you, judging based upon the social construct that you were raised in. And you judge people without even understanding people. In the left-hand path, if I've identified my rage, I can identify the rage of someone else that led them to do what they did that might have ended up in a situation where they're now incarcerated. Does that mean that I bypass their actions and what led them there? No, I do not do that. But what I do is I understand the rage they had because someone hurt their mother, their daughter, their son, or something like that. And they took matters into their own hands. I can understand the rage that led the person to do that and not condemn them just because they received a title and a label of a convict. Because society's laws are so screwed up that if you were to go seek revenge for someone that hurt you, you end up incarcerated. But yet this country goes and bombs people all the time because we feel they hurt us or violated us. So it's okay for authority figures to do that, but you can't do that. You know why you can't do that? Because you're a servant and a slave still. We're still caught up under programming. We're still caught up under this programming that you must break the chains from. You have to analyze and dissect every part of yourself to really break the programming. And people will say, Ravana, how can I do that? Ritualistically, you can do that. Realistically, you can do that. And I've said this plenty of times, but I'm going to say it again. Let's say one of your programmings is this fake compassion. This fake compassion, or what it means to be compassionate. When you really are not compassionate because you condemn that person who's a convict now without really ever understanding that empathic part of yourself can feel what they went through, and compassionate part understands and doesn't judge them like every other idiot does. Because any one of you, if anybody in your family or anyone that you love was hurt, would feel the same damn way. And possibly would do the same damn thing. But you're quick to judge and condemn people. What fools these mortals be. Fools these mortals be. People love to condemn and judge people without even knowing anything about them. Because your mighty, stupid, conscious ass thinks you know something now when you know nothing more than what you read in a book. See, most conscious fools are limited by what they've read. And they have no true experience because they don't apply what they read. So it just becomes that information that in time will become useless because you've not applied it into your life to experience it from the inside out. We don't do that on the left-hand path. So I'm going to do a ritual, and I'm going to share you an example of a ritual you can do to start breaking the chains. One of your programs, let's say, is, I'm so nice. I'm such a nice person. I'm such a great guy. I have to be nice to be a great guy. Etc., etc., etc. Then you get hurt and used and manipulated because you're too nice. If this is you and you've gone through this pattern over and over in your life, here's a ritual you can do. Get in your damn altar space, your room or whatever, and make your space dark. As dark as you can find it, and only light one black candle. For you all who are scared of dark, if you're still scared of dark at this age, mind you, 30s and 40s or whatever, you gotta overcome that programming too. But that's another story. One black candle. And I want you to do deep breathing exercises. Begin with the fire breath. Diaphragm is flexing as you rapidly breathe through your nose. This is great breathing exercise or pranayama exercise to do every morning and throughout the day. Then after that, I want you to breathe deeply in your nose and out your mouth. 9, 13, 19, 21, 20, whatever number floats your boat, do it that much. Just don't do it 3 times or less. Do it a good amount. And let your mind go. You find your thoughts scattered. Don't try to control them. Focus back on your breathing. Focus back on your breathing. If your mind starts to get scattered, focus back on your breathing. Okay? Once you feel that you've reached the level of the void, the darkness, that abyss, that straight calmness, I want you to now create a monster of that weakness you have, that program weakness of being nice. Create that into a monster. Make that monster or a person or whatever you want. Create it into something so sweet and nice looking. Monster, demon that's sweet and nice, a fairy, a dwarf, or whatever you want that looks sweet and nice to you. Just make them all that. Walk right up to it. Now you mind you're still in a meditative state, the black candle's on, and you're visualizing this in your mind. Walk right up to it. Walk right up to it. I'm going to say it one more time. Walk right up to it. And with the sword, the curved sword of Set, Sutech, Sitesh, and Kali, chop the damn head off and say, no longer is the weakness, my weakness of being too nice will be able to control me anymore. Just slice it. Visualize this in your ritual state. Slice it. If you have an actual dagger, even better. Stand up and actually act this out. If you don't have one, then stay in a meditative state or visualizing and do it from that sense. But if you actually have this, use your dagger, walk right up to it, cut the head off. Okay? And say, I destroy the weakest part of myself, which is being too nice. If that's what it is. You got to identify what it is within yourself. Chop it off. Slice it. Destroy it. And after the head rolls or falls in your ritual state or meditative state, burn it. Burn it. Burn it. And see the flames of Set devour the weakest part of yourself and eliminate it. Destroy it from your life for good. See it. Do it. Be it. That's how you start to break the chains that hold you, that have binded you to this programming, this matrix that we live in, this illusion that we give life to. That's a ritual I share with you all. You have to personalize it. Make it your own. Add your spice to it, your flavor to it. But do it. Because one thing I've noticed walking this path is that our programming still will come out, even on the left-hand path, as chaos beings or whatever the case. We swear we're so chaotic. We swear we're so deep. We swear we're everything. And then a certain situation arises, and then that programming kicks back out. And all this stuff you've done basically is for naught. Because you didn't eliminate that which is still embedded deeply in you, which is that programming. Which means you didn't go deep enough in your work. This is what is necessary to break the chains. Doing ritualistic work to confront your weaknesses. Stop being a wuss and go deep in there to your abyss. Deep into your subconscious. Stop being a wuss, because you will see these monsters and these demons you created in your mind from years of what you've been programmed through, and your abuses and pains and traumas and wounds will surface. And many people run because of that. They're too soft, too scary to face themselves. And they run like little cowards. Face it. Confront that part of yourself. Sometimes I find that our people love to be entertained. We love to be entertained. We love extra verbiage. What do I mean by that? We love all the scientific, let's say, systems that are coming out on how to do this or how to do that, and how this works and how that's good to know. Great information. But sometimes we get caught up so much on that we forget the work is simple. If you need all that extra shit to tap into yourself, then I feel bad for you. Let me tell you why. Because when all that extra shit, let's say, is not there or available, then how are you going to tap into yourself without all that extra stuff? Not saying you shouldn't use that, because I use binaural beats, isotronic beats. I use things of that nature in my work. But I also go without using any of that in my work. Because I know that if I have external attachments or external things I feel I need to get there or tap in, then when that stuff may not be available, I am at a loss of how to tap in. You should be the walking ritual, the walking altar. You should be able at will to go into a meditative state without the aid of any of that. Some of us who've been walking this path for years, some of us who did other spiritual paths before we even came to left-hand path, know instantly how to go into a meditative state. In a matter of seconds or minutes, we go into a meditative state. Because you should be a person who's already mastered much of that to your benefit, to your growth. Please, people, yes, investigate everything. Find the things that you can subtract from different systems and paths and things of that nature that can help you. But ultimately, you have to help yourself without the aid of any of that sometimes. If I'm out and about and I don't have any of that at my arm's reach, and I need to do a walking ritual in the moment, I'm in trouble because I'm relying too much on other things to get there. You know how easy it is to tap in sometimes? Just breathe deeply. Breathe deeply, close your eyes, and you'll get there. This is why in my Vampyre class, I have a section where we just go over pranayama. Proper breathing. Proper breathing. So many humans breathe from their chest and their mouth. And all you're doing is making yourself more ill. Breathe deeply. Breathing deeply is not going... That's not breathing deeply. You shouldn't have to scrunch up your shoulder, lift your shoulders to feel that you do that to tap into your diaphragm. You should be able to reach down into your diaphragm just by a breath. Just don't do that if your breath's stinking and someone's next to you. Trust me, don't do that if you got dragon's breath. Please be in a private place by yourself before you do these breathing exercises. If your shit stinks, be cognizant of that fact and stop breathing around people, because some of y'all, yeah, that's all I can say. All right? Focus on these things, people. Focus on tapping into yourself. Focus. I get so many people that want to work with demons. I want to do this. I want to get money. So let me do money rituals. I want to get a woman. So let me do a love spell or something along those lines. I want to be this. I want to do that. Everything you want is external. Very few people I've met are looking for the truth. That is your truth, your inner truth. They want all this extra stuff. But I tell you now, And others out there and that walk this left-hand path are telling you the same thing. When you focus on yourself, when you begin to master yourself and overcome your pains, your wounds, your traumas, and all these things that created blockages and obstacles, when you overcome all of that, you naturally will start to succeed. Abundance will be your middle name. Prosperity will be your last name. As long as you have blockages and obstacles, you only get so far, because those blockages and obstacles are going to keep stopping you from getting what you really want. Focus on that part of yourself. Please do yourself a favor and focus on that part of yourself. Yes, sure, it's fine. It's dandy. Trust me, I work necromancy. That's like one of my fortes right there. I work necromancy day and night. But I don't get caught up on just doing that and having the power and ability to, do external things. That's all good. I could do that all day and night. I know many rituals and can use them all to get those things done in the physical. But one thing I learned is what's good is getting some of those things in the physical and you still screwed up inside. So you get $1,000 now and you're screwed up inside, and that $1,000 will be gone tomorrow because you're so screwed up on the inside, you're going to misuse that money right away. You're not going to understand how to work that money, how to invest that money, how to benefit from that money. You're just going to want instant pleasure. Do you want to know why people are broke and stay broke? Psychological study. Go research it. Most broke people seek instant gratification or pleasure. That's why they're broke. Because when they get money, they quickly feel like they got to spend it to feel good about themselves. And thus, you just created a vicious cycle of pleasure and pain. Let me get the pleasure done really quickly, but here comes the pain. The pain is that you never took care of anything within yourself to become greater, stronger, and overcome things. So yeah, you'll get the money, blow it right away, and never invest it for yourself, your family, or your future. You just created a vicious cycle. Instant gratification. Most people, broke people especially, poor people especially, this is the mentality that we've been ingrained with. I have money. I own my own business, so I don't worry about that. But even when I have money, I just don't go out and say, well, let me get these Jordans. I love sneakers. I'm a sneakerhead. But I still don't go out there unless I really want something. I'm not just going to go blow my money like that. I'm going to take my money and invest it first before I even go get some Jordans. Then eventually when my money, my investment starts to come into fruition even more, I can get all the J's I want. It's called discipline, people. Something many people lack on every damn path. Right-hand path, left-hand path, middle path, religious path. Something people lack is self-discipline. People don't have it. Some of y'all eat like goddamn pigs and then complain and get upset and sad and depressed because your ass getting fat. Well, damn. You don't have discipline enough to control your eating, to eat healthy, to eat at certain times, to not overeat. Self-discipline. You're going to need self-discipline to break the chains that have been binding you. Because when the chains go off or come off, we go into several stages mentally. Sometimes it's rebellious state. The first step a lot of times when we start to find out how we've been programmed, controlled, used, abused, manipulated, etc., is we become rebellious. Many times that's your revolutionaries. I didn't say all the time. I said many times it's your revolutionaries. Then when we grow, when we continue growing and maturing, and we keep doing actual work within in ourselves, we leave that phase and we start to then seek that which is going to bring self-development, developing yourself, mastering yourself. That's what the left-hand path is here for. Some of y'all too scared for that. And it just, I know the left-hand path is not for everybody. So why the hell do you hit me up? Why do you hit up other people who are walking the left-hand path if you're going to waste our time? If you too soft, fluffy, and scary, keep your ass over where you at. Stay in your lane. It's not for everybody. We're not going out here proselytizing. We're not going out here trying to find everybody and get everybody down with us. Come on, come on, come on. No, we know very few people are actually going to walk this path. Very few people are actually going to stay on this path. So why would we be out there trying to get everybody? That's not what we're doing. The people who truly are working the left-hand path, we understand is a very small group of people that will stay on the left-hand path. And we know many people who are here with us today on the left-hand path may not be there tomorrow. Some of y'all too scary to face your own self. Some of y'all too scary to face your own shadows, your own demons, self-created demons and monsters that you created. Some of us are too scary to face our programming because we feel like if I confront my programming and start to break the chains that are holding me, I feel afraid, I feel scared, I feel lost because I broke everything that's been binding me. What do I do next? Where do I go? See, because we're slaves, this is an old thing. The programming on slaves was to make slaves want to be slaves even after slavery was abolished, which it never totally was, but it makes you think it was. But certain slaves were so afraid to move on that they sought to still work with the master. That's happening now in this society and the societies around the world. When you start to break those chains that bind you, you start being afraid and lost and scared and seek answers. And what you end up doing is going back to the master for those answers who are willingly going to put you right back under slavery. Thus perpetuating mental slavery as it exists currently to this day. So what do you do? Well, we already discussed what you do in the last video I made. You have to, one, identify your weaknesses, your issues, your problems, your trauma, your wounds. You have to really identify those things. Then once you identify, you have to confront it. Confront it. Don't just say, okay, I found out that this happened when I was a childhood, and this is why it affects me today. Great. Confront it. Meaning now I got to go up against it. I got to say, yo, I'm not going to let you keep fucking ruling my life, holding me down, controlling me. I'm going to confront you. And then once I confront you, I express how I feel about it. I understand how I feel about it. I see what it's done to me. I'm confronting that situation. Then I got to decide if I can either destroy or devour. Devour. Let me explain what devouring means in this situation. To devour means it's a weakness, but let's say that you may have, that you realize you can actually transmute into a benefit or power for you. So in that case, you devour and absorb it. But if it doesn't serve you, will never serve you or benefit you, you need to just destroy the damn thing and stop babying it, making excuses, and enabling it to keep controlling and affecting you. That's the process. That's the procedure that I myself have figured out on this path, and I share with others. It may not work for everybody. You may find that you add different steps to the process that best are suited for you and others could benefit from. That's what the work is. I'm just sharing what I've learned in the process, and I'm sharing it back with y'all. For those who want to do the work, there it is. All right? Now, I'm going to see y'all Sunday. We're going to go further into this Sunday on Zoom, which is live and interactive. We could have up to 200 people in the room. You can either call in or you could be on video and we can see your face, which I prefer because too many computer warriors and people want to be behind computers talking ish and never get face to face. Now that I'm doing this Zoom, a lot of y'all ain't showing up. What's the problem? But you don't want to be seen? Are you afraid to be seen? Well, then that's an issue you have to confront within yourself. Why are you afraid to be seen? Why are you afraid to speak up? Because that's an issue that you're going to eventually have to confront and overcome as well. You understand? Not only that, you can't play that game now because we face to face and we all see each other. So we can ask questions live and direct. And I can look you dead in the face and you can look at me back. Ain't no games being played. Ain't no little side comments, little bull crap. We're going face to face discussing things. So Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. If you want to be on that Zoom call this Sunday, the topic is destruction and devouring. Destruction and devouring. 7 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. If you want to invite, email me at dark, D-A-R-K, occultist, OCCULTIST 99 at outlook.com. Once again, that's darkoccultist99 at outlook.com. If you want to be on there, hit me up. I will send the invite Saturday evening. Saturday evening, I send out the invite, so hit me up before then. We'll be discussing that. Those for the Vampyre class. This week, we will be having a Vampyre class, and it's going to be one you don't want to miss. We're going to go into things you guys have been waiting to do or talk about. Astral projection is going to be one of the main focuses this week. We are not playing this. Listen. We're not playing. That's all I'm going to say. The Black Serpent Clan is not playing. Alright? So be there Thursday if you're in the Vampyre class and have signed up. Okay? Be there Thursday. Like I said, this Sunday, 7 p.m. July 21st, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be on Zoom. Next week, I hope to have Trina Hart. If not, I'm going to have Griffin Noir, which is the brother who invited me to Tampa and to the vampiric community in Tampa, the Court of Lightning Bay. He invited me out to do that lecture. For y'all who've seen that video, he will be here either this Sunday or the following Sunday. So just a little update on what's going on. If Trina's not able to do it next Sunday, then he'll be here next Sunday. This Sunday, I'll be discussing destruction and devouring. Okay? Vampyre class, be ready. If you're in it, I'm going to send out the invites Wednesday night. So you can be there Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some of y'all I know are West Coast. So I try to get notes, individuals to record the notes of the homework and the discussion that I can send out the following day to those who are on the West Coast. I know who you are, like my beautiful sister Gail. I get your emails and I understand, but I still send them out because I still send you invites because one day you never know, you might be able to show up. That's why I do it. But I know you work during that time and you're on the West Coast, so I understand that. But I look forward to seeing all of y'all there who are in the Vampyre class. Soon, I'm going to start up the necromancy classes again. Okay, we still got a little ways to go to finish the Vampyre classes. Then I'm going into the necromancy classes. How to work with spirits. How to do certain rituals for spirits to work on your behalf. Etc., 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 etc. That's coming soon. Then I'm going to have certain private classes that are of a certain nature, but we'll discuss that later. Okay? So hope to see y'all there Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right? Dark blessings, dark greetings to all my vampires, to all my dark occultists, to all my left-hand path practitioners. See you soon.